Hi, my name is Delaney Harrell, and today I'll be discussing Stardew Valley. So, what is Stardew Valley? Stardew Valley is a farm life simulation game in which the player inherits their grandfather's rundown farm. The goal of the game is to kind of rebuild this farm in a community via farming, mining, social connections, and fishing. It's also available across multiple platforms such as Nintendo Switch, macOS, Android, PlayStation, and iOS. So, next I have a demo for us. So basically, this is just showing how to sow the field and then add the seeds by clicking that left item, and it shows me where I can place the seeds based on where it's available. And now we're gonna water them. And you can see the difference between pre and post watering. It gets a little darker and it highlights and gives a water effect of what was just watered to show the user what they're interacting with. Awesome. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is striving for consistency, which is defined as keep things predictable. Similar actions should look and feel the same across the interface. So I think Stardew Valley does a pretty good job at this. The game maintains consistent controls across different menus and interactions. Visual elements such as icons and fonts are uniform, as we saw in the previous demo. All of those icons, such as the watering jug, are an actual watering jug, so it's very easy to correlate the icon with the purpose. And the text on this first image over here, we see that it's all very uniform. The fonts are the same. It's very easy to locate the different quests, stuff like that. Yeah, and everything is well organized. As we can see, it's very easy to find those tools and plant our crops. Awesome. So the next one I'm going to talk about is offer informative feedback, which is defined as let users know what's happening after they take an action. I also think Stardew Valley does a great job at this. As we saw in the demo, every time I watered something, it let me know it was watered. You immediately saw your plant in the ground. So yeah, actions like planting crops, engaging in quests, or interacting with NPCs provide immediate visual and auditory feedback. Although my demo didn't have audio, it wouldn't upload video when I screen recorded. Every time you water, there's a water gust. Whenever you rake stuff, there's like a rake sound. Plant, there's a little like ding. Um, yeah, and it also notifies in the users of successful interactions. This bottom image is when I received a present. So it let me know there was a present, and then it had that finger hovering and clicking, showing me what to do with it. And then once I opened it, it let me know what was inside and that I successfully opened the package. Right, so the next one I'm going to talk about is perceivable, which is defined as everyone should be able to everyone should be able to notice and understand the content no matter how they access it. Right, so in the areas where I think Stardew Valley does good is the text is clear and large enough to read. The music and sounds give good feedback, such as when you catch a fish or complete a quest. And um the icons represent items and actions, like the watering jug from earlier. Something where I think they could improve on is a lot of critical info relies on color alone. As we saw when we were watering, it went from a light brown to a dark brown, which it solely relies on being able to visually see that. Um, Another example is the energy bar. It just is a color, so depending on how much energy you have, it'll be a certain color. And that can be hard for people with visual impairments or colorblind to be able to perceive. So the next principle I'm going to talk about is operable, which is defined as the interface should work for all users, including those who rely on keyboards or other tools to navigate. So where I think Stardew Valley excels is that players can remap some controls, which is useful when users have different input preferences. And we can see this in this left image. You can reset like WSAD to be anything that you want that's easier for you, or um, like, yeah, just kind of move your controls to whatever fits your needs the best. And the game is also available across multiple platforms, which offer multiple control schemes. So if the touchscreen is harder, you can use the PS4 controller, you can use Nintendo Switch, you can use a keyboard and mouse, whatever works best for you. And one area for improvement that I noticed when I was playing was that some actions require precise clicking and dragging, which is hard for motor impairments. Whenever I would try to water a plant or click a certain square, I'd often end up clicking the wrong one. So if I'm struggling with that, I know that other people definitely are, especially if they have a bit more impairments than I might personally have. Um, yeah. All right, so a little bonus that I found is that although there's not like a built-in screen reader, the Stardew Valley was designed and developed by one man alone named Eric Barone, and he left it open for mods. As a result, Shoab and Grumpy Crouton created mods to allow for visually impaired players to fully engage in the game. There's GitHub doc write-ups explaining exactly how to download it, very precise instructions. And once installed, the users said there was a little bit of a learning curve just to get like accustomed to the games and the controls. But once they got past that learning curve, they were able to fully access the game and didn't have many issues. Right, so conclusion, I think striving for consistency and offering informative feedback are good on the game. The text and icons are very uniform. And every time I did an action, I could definitely see a difference in it visually, and also it would tell me that I completed it. Right. So room for improvement, I think perceivable. Um, there are those visually dependent results, so maybe incorporating a different way to make sure that everyone can see them and operable. Um, yeah, sometimes it's just not accessible for some people, so they just gotta further those. But maybe with that mod that Grumpy Crouton and the other one created, that it can be a lot more accessible. So thank you so much, and here are my works cited.